Welcome to Rovers TV and the Big Fellas Stadium for this Round 9 Kingstone Press Championship clash between Featherstone Rovers and London Broncos. Today's sponsors: big match sponsor Jack 2, associate match sponsor the Bradley Arms, match ball sponsor SD Landscapes, and man of the match sponsor Green Door Self Store. Team lineups for today: Featherstone Rovers number 1 Ian Hardman, number 2 James Duckworth, number 3 Chris Alunya, number 4 Missy Talapapa, number 5 Luke Briscoe, number 7 Anthony Thackeray, number 31 Corey Aston, number 10 Andy Bostock, number 9 Keel Carlisle, number 32 Jordan Baldwinson, number 11 Michael Knowles, number 12 John Davis, number 21 James Lockwood. On the interchange, number 8 Daryl Griffin, number 19 Matty Wilde, number 16 Luke Cooper, and number 33 Mikolai Oledzki. Head coach John Sharp. London Broncos, number 1 Elliot Keir, number 2 Rhys Williams, 3 Ben Helliwell, 4 Adrian Pertel, 5 Kieran Dixon, 6 Jared Samet, 19 Api Puwirangi, 23 Matthew G, 9 James Cunningham, 18 Ben Evans, 11 Daniel Harrison, 12 Matt Garside, 13 Jay Pitts, 33 Lewis Foster, 22 Matthew Davis, and 10 Mark Ioane, 16 Vitali Rokika, head coach Andrew Henderson. Today's referee is Ben Thaler. My name is Joanne Fitzpatrick, and joining me in commentary today is Ben Gomersall. Good afternoon, Ben.
Good afternoon, Joanne.
So it's a very sunny day here, isn't it, at the Big Fellas Stadium? We were just talking on the Facebook Live feed that the pitch is very firm out there. It should be good for the fast runners and the speedsters today.
Indeed, and I think it's important for Featherstone Rovers today to get a good start. Over the past few weeks, we've talked about it a lot, the starts that they've been getting to games. In particular, the one down here against Toulouse, where before they even really had chance to touch the ball, they were 16 points down. Against a team like London, we can't afford that sort of start again.
This is quite true, yes. It's extremely important. We've just been informed that Featherstone Rovers will be playing up the slope towards the new stands, and London Broncos will kick off to them. So not going down the slope in the first half, but I presume that was the choice of Featherstone Rovers, and they won the toss.
Well, this heat as well, we talked about it at pitchside doing the Facebook Live. This heat is going to play a part today. There is a breeze out there as well, but it's hot today. And it's going to be the team, the interchanges are going to have such a big part to play today.
Certainly will. And on that interchange bench for Featherstone Rovers, it is forward heavy. Daryl Griffin, Luke Cooper and Mikolai Oledzki, all big forwards. And then we've got the hooker and interchange of Matty Wilde, though I guess he can play in the halfbacks as we've seen him. As Featherstone Rovers enter the field now, Ian Hardman, the captain, leading them out. London Broncos also entering the field alongside the Skytry mascots. So both teams will be lining up for a photo shoot. But yes, just going back to that bench of Featherstone Rovers, quite a few forwards on there.
They've gone for size, hasn't it, John Sharp, today? Mikolai Oledzki pitch side as we were watching the players warm up. And suffice it to say, he's a big unit. He looks to have a lot of raw power to him as well. And I think that the aggression that he will be able to bring will only add to the interchanges that we have. When we've got Daryl Griffin coming on and Oledzki, that can only be good for Featherstone Rovers.
And important that Missy Talapapa's back today, bearing in mind we've just seen Jay Walton limping past us. We've just seen Richard Moore, who's got a suspension at the moment. Ash Hanley's injured, so quite timely that Missy's back in the side.
Couldn't have timed it any better, really, could we? With all the injuries that we've got. But no, it's a huge lift to have Missy Talapapa back to this Rovers team. And he'll be looking for a big game this afternoon.
They certainly will. So the team's just getting into position now for the kickoff. Hoot has been sound, and Ben Thaler's in the middle with the ball, waiting for Jared Samet out of London Broncos to take that kickoff. He's got the tee in his hand. He's throwing the grass up in the air, just seeing which way that breeze is blowing today. just in case it's changed since they were warming up. I'm sure he did that when they were warming up.
You never know, it might have changed in the last 5 minutes. It could have changed drastically.
So Jared Samet just putting the ball on the tee, about to get this game underway, this important round 9 clash. Ball's kicked and it comes out, and it's taken well there by Thackeray, who offloads it to Baldwinson. Baldwinson takes it up to the 20-metre line. Plays the ball, Carlisle, across to the right, goes to Lockwood, who's in at the loose forward spot today. Comes across to the right to Bostock. Bostock goes round Cunningham, the hooker for London first, but then he gets tackled just over the 30-metre line. London up very quickly there on Jordan Baldwinson. You could have said a suspicion of offside there, but referee's not giving it. It's coming across to Thackeray. Thackeray's going to kick it. It's charged down though, and Samet's chasing it. It goes into touch, so this should be a head and feed to Featherstone.
A strong hit on Jordan Baldwinson there as well. It is head and feed to Featherstone Rovers. So they are going to get a repeat set at the start of this game. So a good defensive set for London, and also going forward for Rovers. Couldn't quite get the kick away, but they are going to get another chance to do that now.
They certainly are, yes. It's Anthony Thackeray was just inside the 40, probably looking for a 40-20. It looks like he was going for a large kick, but it was charged down. London offside there as the ball wasn't out of the scrum, but nobody's seen that, neither the touch judge, who should have been looking for it, or the ref, and Telepapa there with his first touch of the ball in Rovers colours this season, and now it goes to Duckworth. And Duckworth takes it up 5 metres short of halfway. Lockwood now. Lockwood over that halfway line and into the London half for the first time in this game.
Good drive there from James Lockwood, showing the aggression that Rovers need.
Baldwinson now over the 40-metre. Plays it to Carlisle. Carlisle goes himself, and then he passes it off to Aston. Aston to Davis. Davis takes it over the 30-metre, and it's last tackle. Comes out to the right to Aston, who gets charged off the ball, but nothing's being given for it.
Did look to be a little bit late there from Jared Samet. The referee, I think, saying Samet was committed to it, though, so allowing it play to continue.
So London caught the ball 5 metres away from their own line from that Corey Aston kick, and here's Samet with the ball now. Takes it over the 10-metre line. Ball's played, it comes out now, and London bringing it up to the 20-metre line. But that's a good tackle there by Carlisle and Lockwood. London now trying to bring it away. And they pass it out to this right-hand side, and the ball's being given some air to Purtell. Purtell's a strong centre that Thackeray hauls him to the floor. It's the last tackle now. London not made much room forward, and it has passed out to the left. A crowd shout forward, but it's not given, and the kick's put in now. It's been chased by Briscoe, but it's gone round him, and it looks as though this could be a London. Oh no, but London knock on over the line. It was a close call, that, Ben.
That was a close call. I thought for all the world the Broncos were over in the corner there with Rhys Williams. It looked to be a nothing kick through at first, but hacked forward by the Broncos. Rhys Williams showing the speed that we all know that he's got. Unable, but not able to ground the ball.
So Duckworth there with the 20-metre tap. And Bostock now taking the ball forward. 5 metres short of the 40. It comes across to Olunya. 5 metres short of the halfway line. Plays the ball. It comes out now to Davis. Davis running forward. Unlucky there. He was trying to look to get the ball away to Talapapa. Just couldn't get the ball away. But there's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers. The first penalty of the game. Davis not being allowed to regain his feet to play that ball.
Yeah, poor discipline there from the Broncos. Puts Rovers in a great attacking position. Opting not to take the 2. They're going to run this and try and get some points on that board.
Yeah, a bit far out really for a kick. I think Aston puts the ball into touch, so the tap's taken just short of the 20-metre line. So Featherstone now in that 20-metre area in the danger zone. Aston switches direction, and it comes out to Hardman on that right-hand side.
Good switch there, but the Broncos alert to it.
It goes now to Talapapa himself, but he gets wrapped up 5 metres short. Ball's played, it comes across to Aston. Aston knocks on though. So disappointing end to that set, Ben.
I think he was looking already ahead, had in his mind already what he was going to be doing there. Just took his eye off the ball at the crucial point, lost possession. Relieving knock-on really for the Broncos.
Certainly is. So London going to get this scrum on their own 10-metre line. 5 minutes gone. It's 0-0 here at the Big Fellas Stadium. It's all been pretty evenly balanced so far, you'd say.
Yeah, it's been both teams just feeling each other out, really. Plenty of possession for both teams. Only really the one chance for the Broncos over in that corner.
So the ball's playing now. London bringing it away from their own 20-metre area with Daniel Harrison, the captain.
Such a danger man. So much strength in that second row the Broncos have got.
Here it comes across now, and almost space. It was a trip, and he's going for 10 minutes. Is Anthony Thackeray, I think, for a trip on Api Pewirangi. Yeah, it looked suspiciously like a trip as Pewirangi was going through.
Oh, that's not the best start from Anthony Thackeray there. Not what Rovers wanted at all. To lose one of your influential playmakers at such an early stage for 10 minutes, and it's inviting the pressure now.
Well, Pewirangi had found space, and when it was through, Thackeray just stuck the leg out, and it's always a danger if you haven't got a hand on the man's body that it will be deemed a trip, and it was, and he was straight for 10 minutes. So London on the attack now, 25 metres away from the Featherstone line at that Post Office Road end, but a bit too fancy there. Elliot Keir puts the ball to ground, so Featherstone survived that attack.
Just in the same way that Rovers let off the Broncos a couple of minutes ago at the other end of the field. Elliot Keir there putting the ball to ground, so letting off the Rovers there. It'll be a scrum down to Rovers, head and feed on the 30. And it's going to be a tough 10 minutes, is this, for Featherstone?
It is, to have a pivotal player off the field as well in this heat.
It's massive, and such an early stage of the game as well. I know we lost Richard Moore after 20 minutes last week, but like I say, such an influential player as Anthony Thackeray. It's a big loss for 10 minutes.
Certainly is. So Featherstone with the ball from this scrum. They've taken it over the 30-metre line. London with Jay Pitts taking an age to get up off the Featherstone player, off Ian Harmon then, but referee not seen anything in it. So the ball comes across to Bostock now up the middle. He gets the offload away, and it comes to Michael Knowles. Knowles to Lockwood, who juggles a bit, gets it to Alunya. Alunya to Duckworth. Duckworth dodges around 3 London players. He's going into the mid. Goes 5 metres forward, actually. So good play by Duckworth there. And there's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers. All over Duckworth with the London players there.
Great sweeping move from Featherstone Rovers. Almost looking like they did last week when they were down to 12. Didn't look to be a man like the way they moved that ball out wide. Duckworth bringing it back in field and winning the penalty. And
they're going for 2 here, are Featherstone Rovers. Corey Aston was consulted by his fellow teammates, and they said, do you fancy it? And it's a sensible decision when you're down a man on the field. Waste a bit of the clock up and perhaps get 2 points on there as well.
I agree entirely. It's a great move from Featherstone Rovers in this heat as well. Don't forget, we talked about the conditions. Yes, there's a breeze, but it is a hot day out there as well. Not only the way Corey Aston was kicking last week, will you hope that he will get the 2 points? But at the same time as well, it gives the forwards the chance to take on water. It gives them a chance to get that breather that they need. And it's an opportunity to nudge Rovers in head, something which I don't think they've been for a couple of games this season.
No, so it's just a few metres to the left-hand side of the uprights, almost about 39 metres away from that try line. So it's quite a fair distance, but fairly central. Aston here with the run-up, strikes the ball. It's well wide, and I don't think he's going to make it dead. He does, though. He makes the ball dead. London teammates are asking Rhys Williams why on earth he didn't catch that ball then. They're saying, look, mate, you've just caused us to do a dropout. And Cunningham had his hands up in the air going, why didn't you catch that ball? I think he had a bit of a brain explosion then, did Rhys Williams.
I have to say, he could have taken that on the full. It didn't look to have the legs to go dead. And Rhys Williams just seemed to leave it.
So here's the dropout from London. It bounces awkwardly, though, past Knowles, and it goes to the Featherstone 10-metre with Baldwinson catches it, takes it up to 20 metres though, so recovered slightly.
Great drop out that from the Broncos, making a lot of yardage there.
Yeah. So Bostock now, Bostock with a great driving run up to 30 metres. It was a 10-metre run there.
Well wrapped up by the Broncos though.
London are tackling well at the moment though, and Featherstone not getting much advantage. So it comes out to Davis. Davis now up towards halfway. Davis plays the ball. Carlisle's waiting, but it looks like Davis is injured down on that halfway line. He's not got up. So referee's just stopped the clock and the physio's coming out to him then.
Andy Bostock with a great drive forward then, but the credit the Broncos defence, they wrapped up Bostock well. They know about Bostock with his offload game, covered that offload up very quickly. But this is not looking good for John Davis at the minute.
Physio's just given the thumbs up to the bench, so he should be okay to carry on. I always remember John Sharp famously saying last season that it's not a game unless John Davis goes down injured. So,
but he's a warrior though, isn't he? That it's so strong that it doesn't. When you look at him, it doesn't look a big unit when you actually see him. But the physicality and the strength that it brings to your team, it's second to none, isn't it?
Certainly is, yeah. So referee has stopped the clock. So about 10 minutes gone in this game. It's 0-0 here at the Big Fellas Stadium. This round 9 all-important Kingstone Press Championship clash between Featherstone Rovers and London Broncos. John Davis indeed is okay to carry on, so he plays the ball to Carlisle. It goes to Talapapa. Talapapa's met by 3 London defence. A wall of white almost. It's the last tackle. They're into the London half of Featherstone. It comes to Aston. Aston puts a grubber kick along the floor. It's a tricky one. It bounces past Elliot Keir and goes into touch.
What a fantastic kick that was from Corey Aston. We talked about how well he played last week at Dewsbury. To drill that into the ground the way he did along the ground, Elliot Keir, credit to him. He'd positioned himself well to take the kick, but just that last bounce, as it reached him, bounced over the top of him, found touch probably a metre right, the right side of the flag as well.
The thing is, with this weather and the firmness of the pitch, the ball, depending on which part of the ball they kick it bounces awkwardly. So Featherstone will be hunting the mistake here from London, but that's a good drive from Rhys Williams. He takes it up to the 20-metre line from that scrum. It comes into the middle with London, but Featherstone Rovers players meeting him well there. Lockwood, Carlisle and Baldwinson all in there. Baldwinson and Lockwood in again on that tackle with Bostock, and James Cunningham goes for a run from dummy half. He takes it to 5 metres short of the halfway line.
Rovers slightly slow to react, but quickly recovered there to close that gap.
Cunningham after a penalty, and he gets it. I think he milks that slightly there. Bostock was laid on the floor, and Mr. Thaler says he didn't clear the ruck.
I think what Kieran Cunningham, very, very clever play there. He actually lost the ball. And when the ball came free, he didn't give the referee much choice there.
I think it's James Cunningham, not Kieran. I think he's the Saints coach. I don't think
James
he's ready
Cunningham,
to go
sorry.
back on the pitch. So London take the tap here, 35 metres away from that Featherstone Rovers line. That's good tackling on the first instance from the Featherstone Rovers players. Goes to Pitts now. Pitts takes it forward, but he's met by 3 Featherstone Rovers players. Just goes a few metres, plays the ball. It comes out to the left. That was a quick play of the ball. And it's there with Matt Garside. Garside looking to offload, but he's prevented from doing so by Aston. It comes into the middle now. Purangi out to Keir. Keir to Purtell. Purtell, Alunya wraps him up very well, though. That's a good tackle by Alunya on Purtell. Comes across now to the left to Purangi. Purangi across, and there's space here. That's a try for Jared Samet. We've seen him do that so often. He was in space. That extra man making all the difference.
It was a great tackle by Alunya in the build-up to that try, but quick play the ball. The ball swung to Jared Samet, who showed a beautiful step inside that Rovers defence and able to get over for the first try of the afternoon, just to the left of the uprights. We've had 13 minutes here at the Big Fellas Stadium. And it's Featherstone Rovers 0, London Broncos 4.
It's always going to be a danger with that man less when London are attacking near the Featherstone line, especially with such classy, skillful players such as Jared Samet. The ball came to him. All he needs is a little bit of space because it's so elusive. and he went over that try line. So he's going to try and convert his own try here, which under the sticks you'd think would be a foregone conclusion. So sorry, Ben.
Once again, though, Featherstone Rovers falling behind in the early stages of the game. That'll be disappointing, John Sharp. There was a good, well-worked move, though. They're using the man extra superbly than the Broncos.
So Samet here eyeing the sticks up, taking a while to take this kick. Time's off and the ball goes through the middle. So that's Featherstone Rovers 0, London Broncos 6 after 15 minutes of play.
A bit of a strange kicking style, isn't it, that?
Yeah, it does Samet. It's effective, though. So Featherstone now not making their way very quickly back to the halfway line, eating up those seconds.
It's now about, Joanne, how we respond to that try in the same vein as it was last week at Dewsbury. Rovers need to respond the same way, and if we can get points on the board and soon, that'll lift the confidence back up, and that's what Rovers need right now.
So Featherstone with Corey Aston going to take this kick-off towards London. Ball goes high into the air. It's going to bounce, but it's taken there out there by London player on that right wing, and but he makes it up 15 metres away from his own line. And ball comes across now to Harrison, but Alunya and Cooper are there, Knowles, sorry, are there ready to meet him.
It's a scrum cap, isn't it? That's what confused you.
And there's a penalty against Featherstone Rovers. Knowles and Alunya slow to get up off Daniel Harrison, and he was wriggling all over. Cunningham trying to take a quick tap there, but the referee says, come back, lad. So Samet's going to kick the ball to touch. And it goes past us up here in the gantry. It's not made touch. Ian Hardman there catches it on this left wing, and Samet after Hardman, and it's a high tackle, showing his frustration there from not making touch, I think.
Oh, that's a shocker from the Broncos there. A great opportunity to put some pressure on Featherstone Rovers. And we're going to see the return of Anthony Thackeray any minute as well. But to not find touch and then to compound that with the high tackle like that on that first tackle, it's just basically inviting Featherstone back into the Broncos half. Pure
frustration there from Jared Samet. Michael Knowles with that kick to touch. Keil Carlisle's going to take this tap, and it goes to Lockwood. Anthony Thackeray is back on the field now. Ball's played to Carlisle. Carlisle to Baldwinson. Baldwinson, though, is met by Pitts, and his crowd are shouting for a spear tackle, but referee says no, that his legs didn't go above the horizontal. I think there just must have been a couple of degrees below. Here's Carlisle now. Carlisle gets wrapped up, though. He's 25 metres away from the London line. Bostock going forward. He gets the ball away to Lockwood. Lockwood, with a little bit of space, makes it up to 12 metres away from the London line. It comes across to Knowles. It's a quick play. The ball goes to Alunya, but Patel with a good tackle there on Alunya. It's a last tackle. It's a slow play. The ball to Knowles, to Thackeray. Thackeray puts a little kick over the top. He's going for the crossbar again, and the ball's missed by... Or is it a try? It's a try. I think it's John Davis who eventually came up with that. I thought that the ball had sailed over the top of both Davis and the London defender and gone dead, but it didn't. It went over the top of their heads, and Davis managed to pounce on it.
Anthony Thackeray there showing his worth there with a superb kick towards the sticks. It was the placement of the kick, Joanne, as well. The way it landed literally just dropped just over the crossbar, which caused so much confusion and havoc in that Broncos defence. And Johnny Davis able just to drop on that ball. What a response from Featherstone Rovers. I called it earlier on that we needed it. And it's Featherstone Rovers 4, London Broncos 6.
All right, it was a bit of a, we'll see it better on the close-up angle that we've got down there, but apparently it was a bit of a backwards put down that he did, John Davis. A bit of skill from him there. So Corey Aston with a relatively easy conversion attempt under the sticks. He should square the scores up here. So it's as you were here at Featherstone Rovers. I did see Ian Hardman talking to the referee in back play before. Corey Aston there is successful with that kick. So it's Featherstone Rovers 6, London Broncos 6 after 19 minutes of play. As I said, I saw Ian Hardman talking to Ben Thaler in back play just after that try was given, and I think he was asking about the tackle on Jordan Baldwinson and saying surely that was a spear tackle, but Ben Thaler said no, did not go above the horizontal. He's still talking to the referees, Hardman out there, so he's not very happy with that tackle.
I think that's come from John Sharp as well. I saw John Sharp, as that kick was being lined up, I saw John Sharp calling Ian Hardman over, which then led Ian Hardman to go and speak to the referee.
Yeah, I think lifting Jordan Baldwinson's legs a little bit there as well. I think John Sharp will have seen it on our video link that we have down to him in the coach's box, and he'll have been replaying that, no doubt. Anyway, back to the action. Andy Bostock, 30 metres away from his own line. Plays the ball, it comes to Carlisle. Carlisle goes over to the right to Davis. Davis showed it to Talapapa, but decided to go himself, and that was the right decision because he went through quite a few extra yards there, and now it comes across to Aston. Aston lays it off to Hardman. Hardman trying to make it up to that halfway line. He's got 3 London Broncos players around him, and he does do, and then it's a kick from Carlisle. It goes over the head of Elliot Carey. I think it's possibly going to be a bit too strong and go dead, so that'll be a 7 tackle tap for London on their own 20.
It will, just a little bit too much on the kick there from Carlisle. I've seen that there were 3 men in that tackle. One of them had been dragged out of play because he was in the way he was in the ruck, so that's why he went for the kick from the acting halfback, but just a little bit too much on it.
Here's Rhys Williams now. It's a good drive from him. He takes it up to the London 40. Davis and Talapapa, I think Talapapa's injured down there. Not sure if there's been a head clash because Williams looks a bit crook as well. I think they're both clutching their heads. Is it? I think it could be bleeding. I think he's cut his head open as Talapapa. It's not a good start to his debut game for this season for him if he's ended up with a bad cut. No doubt he'll have to leave the field for it to be attended to if it's so bad. Quite
possibly, yes. So it did look to be nasty.
Williams is getting attention from the London physio, so I think it is a head clash that's caused this on that London 40-metre line. The doctor's gone out now to Dr. Ballesteros. He's gone out there to have a look at Talapapa's wounds.
We've had 20 minutes here, and what a 20 minutes it's been, Joanne. Really entertaining rugby league from both teams. A couple of tries each. One for Jared Samet, which he converted himself, and one for Johnny Davis. And it's been quite an entertaining 20 minutes.
It certainly has. It's gone very with, but they're looking good, and looks like Williams is going to have to change his shirt. I don't know if it's Talapapa's blood he's got on there.
Yeah, referee says no, that shirt's no good.
Yeah, so Talapapa still laid out on the floor for those of you listening at home. Still being attended to. They have to make sure everything's right before they can take him off the field for treatment, or whether they can actually patch him up on the field.
I think we might see Talapapa come off here. I think we might see a concussion interchange made here. Still getting treatment is Talapapa. A replacement shirt out for Rhys Williams.
Quite a lengthy delay this that we've got at the moment. I think we were about on the 19-minute mark because the clocks kept ticking, the scoreboard clock. Referee's just going over now to check on the progress with Talapapa, but you can't rush these things, can you, if it's a bad injury?
Not at all. You've got to give the doctor, especially where a head injury is concerned, when you've got to give the medical staff, the doctors, the physios, time to get the right treatment. Talapapa's being bandaged up. He's going to wear a headband.
He's got a lovely head bandage on now, hasn't he? So
as if he wasn't,
brave lad.
As if he wasn't recognisable before. We definitely know who he is now.
Yeah, brave lad. He's up on his feet, so it looks like he's going to continue like the true trooper that he is. So Williams with the ball. He's getting ready to play it.
Listen to that ovation for Missy Talapapa, though, Joanne. The fans love him down here, don't we?
Certainly do. He's a very popular figure and did himself last year. Jay Pitt's almost through there. Makes it up to halfway. It's a quick play of the ball to Cunningham. Cunningham across to Samet. Samet holds the ball up and it comes across to this right-hand side with Kia. Kia shows it to Purtell but doesn't pass it, and Three Featherstone Rovers players are in on that tackle, and Alunya and Knowles finish Keir off there. It comes across to Powirangi. He lays the ball off to Jay Pitts. London 22 metres away from the Featherstone line here. Goes across to Powirangi. Powirangi going forward. He's got Bostock on his back, though. It's the last tackle 10 metres away. London comes across into the middle is Samet. Samet's going to put a little kick to that corner. And the ball's put into Talapapa's arms, who manages to run away with it and gets the ball away to Hardman. Hardman then to Duckworth. So good play by Featherstone Rovers there. Duckworth holds onto the ball.
Outstanding play from Featherstone Rovers. Firstly, the way Talapapa took that ball and drove it in, finding Ian Hardman, then finding Duckworth. Within 2 tackles, Rovers have got just short of the 40. And then to win that penalty as well, which has to...
That was a close one from Corey Aston. He went to take the kick to touch from the penalty and almost went into the hands of Williams, just floated over his head. So Featherstone Rovers now with the tap 35 metres away from the London line. So it's Featherstone's turn to attack now with Jordan Baldwinson. Baldwinson goes down in the tackle though. It's played to Carlisle. Carlisle across to Bostock. Bostock driving his legs against 3 London defenders. Comes out to the right-hand side now as Baldwinson leaves the field. Goes to Talapapa from Davis, but Talapapa's tackled. Davis now across. It's a loose pass to Thackeray. It bounces into his arms. Darryl Griffin, who's come on for Baldwinson with his first touch of the ball. 15 metres away from the London line. Comes across to the right now to Aston. Aston goes one way, goes the other, shows the ball. Nearly through. It's just a late tackle there. The ball's played. Comes across to Thackeray. Thackeray with a little kick to that left-hand corner, but it's taken well by Kieran Dixon. But he's pushed back over the try line. That's great defence, great kick and great chase by Featherstone Rovers.
Superb set of 6 to Featherstone Rovers. And then the kick from Corey Aston was positioned perfectly, so it landed just in the field of play. Well taken from Kieran Dixon. Credit to him for that, but Rovers again, the chase was good. They timed the tackle perfectly, able to push Dixon behind the line.
And Mikolaj Oledski has come on in first time in Featherstone Rovers colours for Andy Bostock, just as this dropout's taken now by London. It's a high one. It goes into Keil Carlisle's safe hands, though. And that's Oledski's first touch of the ball, and it takes 4 London players to put him down. He's such a strong player. Goes across to the left now to Griffin. Griffin drives it up 12 metres away from this London line. Featherstone looking good at the moment. Comes across to the left. Misses Oledski out. Goes to Thackeray. Thackeray to Harmon, who's coming to the line. But that was well read there by London with Happy Powirangi. It comes across to the left with Alunya. Alunya against Patel. That looked a high tackle from Patel, but I think Alunya was going down in the tackle. I think that's what saved him. So comes across into the middle with Lockwood. 8 metres short. It's the last tackle. 8 metres short of the London line, Featherstone. Carlisle with a little kick himself, but it ricochets off the London player and they dive on it. So the London survived that attack by Featherstone Rovers. It's 2 metres away from the London line and they're having to bring it away.
A good attack it was from Featherstone Rovers. The kick well defended though by the Broncos, tight to their own line. And now they've got a relieving set.
It looks like Rakika's going to come on the field for London. Not sure who he's going to come on for yet. He's just on the sidelines. So London 30 metres away from the line with Harrison. That's a great tackle by James Lockwood. Wraps Daniel Harrison up, ball and all. And it's the last tackle for London and they're only 30 metres away from their own line. The kick comes in from Powirangi. It doesn't go far and James Duckworth takes it and he makes it over the halfway line already and beats the first tackler. So he's... Sorry, Briscoe. Do apologise. Penalty goes to Featherstone Rovers. Briscoe manages to get that penalty.
Great take it was from Aston, Briscoe on that far side.
Aston kicks to touch and the tap's going to be 25 metres away from the London line. It comes across into the middle with Oledski. Spins round but gets put to the floor by Rakika, who's just entered the field for London. Comes across to Thackeray. Thackeray with a short pass to Knowles. But Knowles is tackled well by Cunningham and Powirangi. Comes now into the middle with Griffin. Griffin driving those legs forwards. Eventually Powirangi gets hold of those legs and he's hauled down just a couple of metres short of that try line. It comes across to the left. Thackeray shows it. Almost got it away to Alunya, but London tacklers in there, and it comes across the left. Quick play the ball to Duckworth. Duckworth needs to be careful. He doesn't get put into touch here. Just survives. He just manages to scrape into the field of play. It's the last tackle. It comes across to Thackeray. Thackeray with that crossbar kick again, and it comes to Davis, but then it goes into the hands from Davis into the hands of a London player.
Great play from Featherstone attacking down this left-hand side. Duckworth did so well to stay in the field of play.
And there's a penalty for a high shot by Featherstone Rovers. So.
All thrown away, Joanne. All that good work in that attack to pin the Broncos back the way they did, and then a relieving penalty on the Broncos 10.
Yeah, frustrating, isn't it, that when that happens? Because that was good work by Featherstone Rovers. It was persistent pressure and territory up in that London part of the field, but now they get a relieving penalty. They're going to... It's given them an extra 20 metres down this field, and the ball comes to Mark Ioane. I think is how you pronounce his name.
I think it's Ioane.
Ioane. So he's just come on the field as well, and Rakika, another new entrant. So,
look at that afro.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? A few metres short. Comes across to the left now with Garside.
One thing that has impressed me from Rovers is the way they've handled the Broncos' second rowers so far. We've not really seen anything from either of them.
Samet with a long looping pass to Harrison. Alunya was on him, but Harrison managed to get it away to Kia, but Kia's not gone many metres forward, and London on the Featherstone 40 at the moment. Kia plays the ball to Samet. It goes to Ioane, and it's the last tackle. So London 32 metres away from the Featherstone line. And the ball goes to Powirangi. Powirangi did it look to kick, and it goes to Pertel. Pertel to Dixon. Dixon's in touch though. That's good defence by Chris Alunya. He pushed Kieran Dixon into touch on this right-hand side when London were looking dangerous.
They were, but good defence from Featherstone Rovers. Good sliding defence from the Rovers. They watched that pass, every pass. They watched that move every pass of the way. And then it was Chris Alunya who timed the tackle to perfection there, and able to put the Broncos into touch, and we're going to see Matthew Wilde in a moment.
And it was the last tackle so it's a turnover. 12 minutes remaining in this first half. It's Featherstone Rovers 6, London Broncos 6. It's a tight game. Ball comes to Duckworth, and don't forget that Anthony Thackeray was in the bin for 10 minutes of this first half, so Featherstone had to do it, and ball comes to Griffin. He didn't look as though he wanted that ball then. I don't think he was expecting it. Featherstone stood around a little bit, as Matty Wilde indeed comes onto the field, and Carlisle comes off, but that's a great run forward, takes it over the 30-metre line, does Aledski. Should have been a penalty. Rakika was all over him as he was trying to get up to play the ball. Knowles now. Knowles 5 metres short of the halfway line. He's wrestled to the ground by Pertel, who has another go, and that's quite rightly a penalty, and the referee gives it.
Slowing to play the ball down, doing the best to the Broncos there. 2 tackles in a row that could have been penalised there, Joanne. And rightly so. The second one just shy of halfway gives Featherstone some more yards.
Yeah, London trying that wrestling. Pertel tried to put the Featherstone player on his back, and the penalty was given. So Featherstone now 35 metres away from the London line. Thackeray gets tackled on the 30. Ball comes to Wilde at dummy half. It goes out to the middle to Griffin. Griffin offloads it to Aston. Aston gets it out to the right, and Patala Papa with a superb pass to Briscoe. Briscoe to the ball to Hardman. Oh, Hardman's hauled down by Kia though, a few metres away from the line. It goes to Davis on the charge. He's held up over just short of the line. So Davis going to play this ball. Superb pass by Talapapa. We'll come back to that in a minute. To Aston now in the middle. Goes to Aledski. Aledski's tackled. It's the last tackle. So it comes across now to Aston. Aston with a bullet pass to Lockwood to Alunya. Alunya is over for a try.
Superb play from Featherstone Rovers. moving the ball across. First of all, credit over on that far side to break down that right-hand side. The pass from Hardman, the quick pass from Talapapa out to Briscoe. Briscoe well tackled. The ball swung back left. Through the hands it went, and it found its way to Alunya. And Alunya, the defence had been sucked in field. And Alunya could have fit 2 double ducker buses in that gap then. Straight over the line. And Rovers hit the front with 10 minutes left till the half-time hooter. Featherstone Rovers 10, London Broncos 6.
And how superlative was that play leading up to that try? It was a joy to watch. The pass from Talapapa was sublime. I could watch that another 20 times, I think. It's worth buying the DVD alone just to watch that pass.
It was a great flick pass through from the pass from Hardman out to Briscoe, who did all the right things. He knew he wasn't going to get over. Took the tackle, quick play the ball. The Broncos defence had been pulled in over towards that far side. Moved the ball from, switched the sides quickly over to his left-hand side. And then Alunya had acres of room, Joanne. Like I say, he could have fit a bus through the gap.
He could. And we must say as well, after the ball was switched across quickly to the left, that I think it was Corey Aston who put that bullet pass in to Lockwood. Great pass. Aston now ready to convert. He's about 5 meters in from this left-hand touch line, so it's quite a difficult kick for him, but it's on the right side for him as a kicker, so hopefully should be able to convert this. No, it just goes to the right-hand side of the uprights, so not sure if he's got the same boots on as he had on as last week, because he said that he'd changed his boots just before the Dewsbury game. I told him he needed to keep them for today.
Either that or it's a different, bigger pitch, maybe, I don't know. But
it could well be.
Either way, Rovers hit the front with a 10 points to 6 lead. A double interchange for the Broncos as well. We're seeing the introduction of Lewis Foster and Matthew Davis, Joe.
Yeah, it was as soon as that try was scored, Andrew Henderson told them to get stripped off down there and get on the field. So this kickoff comes from London. It's a high one, but Anthony Thackeray takes it well and he passes it to Alunya, who runs across the face of the London defence, and he's tackled 12 metres away from his own line. Comes across now. And good tackling by London. The ball's come free. It went back. Oh no, the referee said just to go back and play it because it was after he'd called Elderledsky, I think, was looking to offload it. So Oledsky plays the ball 12 metres away from his own line, and Griffin now takes it up to 20 metres. Plays the ball, it comes across to the left-hand side to James Lockwood. Going left to Lockwood and goes to the right now with Griffin. Griffin turns in a tackle, looking to pass it, but nobody there. Not able to offload, and Featherstone short of the 40, and Wildy takes the kick on that last tackle. It's a good kick. It beats Williams, and it goes. Oh, Williams does amazingly well not for it to go into touch there, because that would have been a 40-20 from Wildy. It was a great kick.
I thought for a minute Williams had made a mess of that one like I did in the one earlier on, but just able to keep that ball in the field of play and return it.
Did amazingly well, didn't he there, Williams, to keep that ball in the field of play. And sometimes things like that can be game changers. Let's hope not, because it was a fantastic kick from Wildy and it'd have put Featherstone in a great position. Now, the same's been done by London, and it was an early kick by London, by Lewis Foster, and Hardman picks it up, though. It didn't quite make it to the touchline, but I think he was going for a 40-20 that time, because Hardman slightly out of position and the wingers weren't dropped back because it was an early kick. Briscoe now in the middle of the field. He's pulled to the floor by Harris, Rukika and Wayani. Around at the play of the ball, and Dixon goes in late there, and that's a penalty on against Kieran Dixon. He was being tackled, was James Duckworth, and Kieran Dixon came in late on James Duckworth's back. Absolutely no need, and Daniel Harrison's, as the captain's, getting a talking to by the referee, and Hardman's eavesdropping.
No surprise for me and Hardman there. I bet he'll be having his say as well. But good play from Rovers there. Silly play, really, from Kieran Dixon. In that tackle, he had no need to do what he did. And in fact, Rovers now have another penalty. And it's easy yards for Rovers, Joanne.
So 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Featherstone Rovers leading 10 points to 6 against the London Broncos here at the Big Fella Stadium. That kick's gone to touch, and Featherstone will take the tap 35 metres away from the London line. So going to get a bit of territory in possession as the ball goes to Lockwood, as Oledsky was cut out there in that move. Comes now to Oledsky. Oledsky takes it forward. London Broncos players wrap him up though. Comes to Thackeray. Thackeray to Aston. Aston with there's a high tackle on him there by Matt Garside, I do believe, and the referee saw it immediately. I think he'll have felt that. I think and London are on a team warning now. I think the referee's just had enough, because he's only just spoken to Daniel Harrison, hasn't he? And referee says, come on. And I guess this would be a kickable one for Corey Aston to take, so they'll be going for the 2.
Indeed, silly play there from Daniel Harrison, really.
I think it was Matt Garside.
Sorry, my apologies. Silly play, really, in that position. Aston going across the field, really. Looking for what his planned move, what his pass was. But the way he was tackled.
I think, to be fair to Garside, Aston had actually wrong-footed him, and it was more of a high grab. It was just the fact that Aston had wrong-footed him. I think Aston's had a great first half, personally.
It's had a great 1.5 games for Featherstone Rovers, hasn't it, really?
It has, yeah. I know there were some doubts about him from some of the Featherstone Rovers fans, but for me, he's been playing well. And kick comes in, and it's successful. Is that penalty kick? So Featherstone Rovers further extend the lead. It's Featherstone Rovers 12, London Broncos 6, with 5 minutes remaining in this first half.
And that's crucial. If Rovers can get another score somehow, Joanne, before half-time, they can go in with a 2-score lead. Again, after going behind early in this game, they've fought back well. The character and resilience in this Featherstone Rovers team at the minute, both last week and in the first half this week, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Good to see, yes. Samet now with the ball on the tee. He's going to take the kick off. It's a very high one. It's going dead, so it's gone out on the full. So that's a penalty to Featherstone Rovers on the halfway line. A big mistake by Samet on this shorter Featherstone Rovers pitch. I must admit, I thought it was either going to be a really tricky kick or one that was out on the full, and it was the latter. So Daryl Griffin let it go. So Thackeray now with the ball. He's going to put the boot to it into touch. Goes over the top of Rhys Williams' head. The tap's going to be taken 25 metres away from the London line. So going into the last few minutes of this half, a bit of pressure from Featherstone Rovers with Oledsky. Turns in the tackle.
He's looks good in this first half, Oledsky, hasn't he?
Yeah, the ball comes now across to Griffin. Griffin in the middle, gets it to Thackeray. Thackeray then with Alunya going round the back. Gets tackled 12 metres away from the London line. It's a quick play of the ball, and Wild is in there with Griffin. Griffin to Oledsky. It's a forward pass, I do believe the referee's given there. I think it was... I
think he's actually given a knock-on, Joanne. He's held his hand up saying 2
first
knock-ons.
knock-on.
First knock-on to Featherstone Rovers.
I think it didn't go to ground. I think it was one of those where it came off Oledsky and it hit a London Broncos player. Yeah,
who also knocked on, so that's why it's head and feet to the Broncos. But Rovers, every time they get forward in that 20, Joanne, they're looking dangerous. It
was good pressure that Featherstone were piling it on there with Griffin and Oledsky. It's just a shame that pass didn't stick, because Oledsky could have well got his first try in Featherstone Rovers colours. However, that didn't happen, and London now with the first tackle from this scrum. They're 15 metres away from their own line, and the ball comes forward now. They're tackled by Wildy and Lockwood, and it comes across. Purtell coming into the middle for a bit of action. Wildy, Lockwood in there again. He must get through some tackling, must James Lockwood in a game. I seem to be saying his name all the time. Comes across to the right now. Looked a bit of a suspect pass to Puarangi, but he throws off Thackeray, but Thackeray then goes back after him and tackles him just over the halfway. The ball goes to Samet. Samet shows it and then gets it to Kia. Kia drops the ball there when Talapapa comes up with it with his recognisable headband, and he gets it away to Oledzki over the 40-metre line. So the tackle count is wiped, and Duckworth now from dummy half takes it himself. But London players in well. Don't forget London on a team warning, so they need to be careful in defence. Luke Briscoe pushes off the first players, and he pushes off again, and Luke Briscoe's through. Luke Briscoe's through, and he gets the ball away, and it's a try. Featherstone Rovers in with Corey Aston. What a great try just before half-time.
What a fantastic break that was from Featherstone Rovers. Duckworth, first of all, from outside half, made about 5 or 6 metres. He was tackled. Briscoe came in on the next phase. From outside half again, through a gap. Made 30 metres before he had Corey Aston on his shoulder on the inside with a straight run for the line. The defence couldn't get back. And as you say, Joanne, right on half-time, that's massive in the context of this game. And in fact, there goes the half-time hooter. And it's Featherstone Rovers 16, London Broncos 6, with a kick to come.
Absolutely brilliant play by Luke Briscoe. Showed strength and speed there as he pushed off the London players. They were going down like skittles. And who was there but that man Corey Aston on his shoulder to get over that try line. Again, another joy of a try to watch. Corey Aston with the conversion attempt now. Just a few metres to the right-hand side of the uprights, and is just eyeing up the kick. He goes forward to take it. And it's through the middle, so Featherstone Rovers on the half-time hooter with that try and conversion. Puts Featherstone in quite a commanding lead. Featherstone Rovers 18, London Broncos 6.
And what that reminded me a lot, the way Corey Aston was backing up then, Joanne, that move was very Ian Hardman-like. That's the sort of thing you see Hardman doing week in, week out off the back of those breaks. And Corey Aston did it superbly. What a first half of rugby league we've seen this afternoon. Started off with a kick through from the Broncos, which they knocked on over the line. That would have given them the dream start. Anthony Thackeray was then put in the sin bin for a trip. A break down the left-hand side, though, led to a penalty, which Corey Aston missed before Jared Samet got the first try, converted himself. After 12 minutes, Johnny Davis then got on the score sheet 4 minutes later with a try himself. Again, that was converted by Corey Aston. Then we saw Missy Talapapa with a great break up the field. And then a break down the right-hand side led to a flick from Talapapa out to Briscoe. The ball was moved back across the left, leading to a try for Chris Alunya. Massey Wilde kicked from acting halfback, but just couldn't quite find touch before a penalty from Aston. And the Broncos put on a team warning, which, if my clock is right, they're still on for another 2 or 3 minutes at the start of the second half. But then the try right on half-time. A great break from Duckworth and Briscoe. Aston on the shoulder, converting the try himself. What's the first half of rugby league, Joanne?
Certainly is, yes. As Featherstone Rovers well on top. It was a little bit of an arm wrestle to start with, I'd say, for the first 10-15 minutes. We had Anthony Thackeray in that sin bin. Could have all gone wrong as London went in front first. It could have been horrendous for Featherstone Rovers. But as we've seen this season so many times, Featherstone Rovers digging in, being patient, not panicking, and they didn't panic. Even when Thackeray was off the field, they didn't panic. Thackeray back on the field. Featherstone got the noses in front. Don't forget, they've been going up the slope, and some of the play that they've been playing this afternoon, I think I said it in the commentary, has been an absolute joy to watch in attack.
It's been superb. The way they've moved the ball from left to right, quick hands. We talked about the Chris Alunya try, the way it was moved out to the right for the pass, the flick from Talapapa out to Briscoe. Then the quick switch of play, the speed at which they moved the ball over to the left, and the space Alunya had as well. At that time, like you could have 2 or 3 players could have walked in. But Rovers have been so strong in attack, Joanne, at times.
Certainly have, yeah. It's been great to see it. I'm liking this halfback partnership of Corey Aston and Anthony Thackeray. I think it's working really well for Featherstone at the moment. We saw it for the first time at Dewsbury last week. I'm also liking the Carlisle-Wildy interchange. And I'm sure that after this first half showing that John Sharp's thinking he may have just found what he needed.
It could well have done. It's been a good first half from Featherstone Rovers. The way they've worked the ball around, like I say, the interchanges are made as well. Alechki's looked good since he came on.
Certainly has. So we're going to take a break now at the moment to have a drink in this hot weather. I think there's going to be a Grand National out there with Percy the Pit Pony and the Bronco from London. So it should be fun and games for the crowd here at half time. But join us in a few minutes when the teams make their way back onto the field.
Welcome back to the second half here at the Big Fella Stadium. Featherstone Rovers leading the London Broncos by 18 points to 6. The Broncos are out for the start of this second half. So, half-time talk, Joanne, if you're John Sharp, what are you saying?
I think he'd be pretty pleased with what went on in that first half. Featherstone Rovers on the ascendancy going towards that half-time, ended up with London Broncos on a team warning. They were slowing the Rooks down and Featherstone causing them all sorts of problems. So I think John Sharp will be just saying, come on, lads, keep it up.
More of the same, please.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
From the Broncos' point of view, they'll be disappointed the way they've let Featherstone Rovers back into this match, won't they?
I suppose they will, though. I'm not sure that Featherstone Rovers were ever out of this match, to be honest. London scored when Featherstone were down to 12 men. It would just happen that they were near the Featherstone line. They got a man over against Featherstone Rovers and they happened to score a try, but I don't think London have been in this game personally. I think Featherstone Rovers haven't allowed them to be, so Featherstone Rovers have been keeping London waiting and they're eventually out onto the field.
One of the things that's impressed me about the Rovers in that first half is the way that they've marshalled the second rowers of for the Broncos, Harrison and Garside. So influential in seasons gone past for the Broncos, but they hardly looked to have had a sniff in that first half.
No, Harrison down on this right-hand side. I think Halunia has kept him under control, hasn't he, in defence, and he's gone pretty well. So the Ponies are leaving the field. Featherstone Rovers are going to kick off this second half.
And it will be Corey Aston who kicks off the second half. Rovers leading by 18 points to 6. And I think the first score in the second half is crucial. There is a high kickoff. It's taken by the Broncos. A sweeping pass across the field. Broncos moving it right to left early. But Metella Papa Davis in the tackle, helped out by Griffin. Great defence on Rovers, but the Broncos spreading it out wide early on. And here's that drive forward now from the Broncos. It's Reece Williams. The touch judge has seen something, though.
I think it could be Daryl Griffin is saying, what me, sir? But I think you could hear a sound. I think touch judge is pointing to it. Certainly it's a punch. It's a shoulder charge, is it that?
That looks to be the signal.
Yeah, shoulder charge by Daryl Griffin.
So the penalty is taken from the Broncos by Jared Samet. And they're going to restart this set just shy of halfway. And here's that first drive in from Ione. Foster waits, attacks in half-back.
I was just going to say it's an unnecessary penalty to give away that.
It is Samet now. Moves the ball out wide to the hands of Puriangi. On the Rovers 40 now, the Broncos. Play the ball. It's gone himself, in fact, from that's in half of the Broncos. And
Elliot Keary was there.
And here are the Broncos with Ione. Ball swung in now. Samet stretches it out wide towards this near side. It's Garside. Broncos 5 metres away now. On that last tackle, says Mr. Thaler. Halliwell attacked in half-back. Swings the ball into Samet. Samet puts a kick across. Rovers make a mess of that one. And here goes Ione. And the Broncos have got the first points of the second half.
Vitaly Rakika it was there that scored that try. The kick was put across by Samet. It was very similar to the Thackeray kicks that we saw in the first half. It floated over to the right-hand side and Duckworth came in, put Alunia off a little bit, I think, and Alunia spilt the ball. And Rakika it was who picked it up and went over that try line. So you talked about who was going to score first in this second half and how important it was. London Broncos have got that score and it brings them up to the 10-point mark. It's Featherstone Rovers 18, London Broncos 10 after only a couple of minutes of play.
And a bit Jared Samet with the conversion attempt.
And that all was on the back of the unnecessary penalty that was given away down on the London sort of 25-metre area that brought London up the field and gave them that chance of a set of 6 in that half.
Totally agree. Daryl Griffin was involved in the tackle which led to that penalty. So then Jared Samet, as he did in the first half, looking to convert the first try of the half. About 15 metres in from touch on that right-hand side. It's the wrong side for Samet, the right-footed kicker. And here goes the kick. Straight between the uprights that goes. So we've had 3 minutes of the second half already. And it's Featherstone Rovers 18, London Broncos 12.
Yeah, John Sharp won't have been saying in his half-time team talk to do any of that. Not to give a silly penalty away deep in your own half, in the London half, sorry. Not to march them up the field. And then not to get a mix-up on the kick that came over from Samet, a terrible mix-up between Duckworth and Olunya. I personally felt it was Olunya's ball. I'm not sure about you, Ben.
I think you're probably right. It did look to be Olunya's ball to me as well. Aston there with that kick-off. It's a great kick-off. And the Broncos do well to field it.
Yeah, Daniel Harrison did well. He parried the ball back, didn't he? He knew exactly what he was doing, but it was a tricky kick-off from Aston.
Here's Ione now. Good defence from Featherstone Rovers. Keep the discipline. Keep the Broncos pinned back. So the ball comes left. Here's Ione. Just outside the Broncos 40. A quick play of the ball. Ball comes down that left-hand side. It's a scoop from Max in half from Lewis Foster. Foster gets over half. Perfectly positioned to take that on the full.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of kicks from Puranga, but Duckworth was in the right position. He took it, went straight into his arms, and just got Oledzki leaving the field now. Bostock replacing him. He's had a good stint as Oledzki, but John Sharp obviously feeling the time's right to bring Bostock back into the fray.
So here are Rovers then, just outside their own 30 now. Here goes Talapapa. Talapapa, that's a good half break, and there's a penalty, in fact, for Featherstone Rovers.
Yeah, Rakika and it was Lewis Foster had an arm in on Talapapa. He was doing a strong drive forwards, and the arm was in there from either Foster or Rakika in that tackle, and the penalty's been given to Featherstone, and the ball's gone into touch. So Featherstone about 35 metres away from the London line to take this tap.
Which Wildy takes now to Aston. Aston delays it. Griffin overran the pass, so Aston had to hold on and take that drive in himself. Wildy waits again now. Here's Griffin. Griffin drives that ball in. Rovers 25 out, just to the right of those uprights. Wildy again. Thackeray this time. Thackeray with a drop-off pass to Knowles. Back into Hardman. Rovers need to be careful. The referee says no obstruction. So the ball's left with Knowles now to Olunya again. Olunya away from one. Looking to get the ball away, and it does, but it's not the best offloads, and the Broncos able to drop on it, Joe.
Yeah, he didn't have full control, did it, Olunya, of that ball, and now the penalty's gone to London. This is what Featherstone need to cut out. Duckworth and Knowles too long in releasing Dixon there. But Olunya, yes, he didn't have full control of that ball. He was looking to do the pass off, and goodness me, that kick from Samet goes into touch eventually, but what a strange kick to touch.
That was a bit bizarre, wasn't it? Here's Daniel Harrison now. The Broncos will want more from Harrison and Garside in this second half. The ball comes left now with Ione. Over halfway he goes. From that's in half. Here's Rakika. Up to the Featherstone 40. Featherstone Rovers 18. London Broncos 12. We've had 6.5 minutes of this second half. Samet now shows it once. Finds Garside. Garside to Kia. The ball's knocked on. Rovers have come up with it. The referee says first knock on. So that'll be head and feet to Featherstone Rovers.
Yeah, Garside looking to offload the ball, and he puts his hands up to say sorry to his teammates. Elliot Kay wasn't able to take it cleanly and knocked on. Wasn't really on, wasn't that pass. It was a forced pass, and Luke Briscoe dived on it, knocked on himself. So that's why we've got a scrum ensuing, which Featherstone Rovers are going to have the head and feed at, because London did do that first knock on. 30 metres away from the Featherstone Rovers line is this scrum.
Corey Aston then with the ball in hand. Feeds that scrum out to the base by Matty Wildy. And here's that first drive in from Alunya. Gets up to the 40. Quick play, the ball to Wildy. Wildy through a gap. Oh, just held on there from the Broncos. Aston now finds Davis. Davis takes on the line. He's wrapped up 35 metres out, centre field. Wildy to Thackeray now. Thackeray with the inside pass to Baldwinson's back on. And the Broncos are on a team warning, Joanne.
Yet again, second time in the game, London on a team warning. Referee not having any of it again. Unfortunately, these team warnings run out after 10 minutes, don't they? So that's why they have to reapply it. But he said there were at least 2 people offside there. Does Ben Saylor? It's kickable, is this, for Corey Aston? He's going to do that. And in the meantime, we've had a change with Baldwinson coming on for Griffin.
And this is a good move from Featherstone Rovers, Joanne. It gives them the 8-point cushion again, the 2-score lead as the Broncos make a change. Off comes Rokika.
I think it's Lewis Foster that's come off as well.
So a double change for the Broncos as Corey Aston lines his kick up to give Rovers an 8-point lead. And with just coming up to 10 minutes gone in the second half, Joanne, that could be crucial.
It's Cunningham and Evans that's come on for London.
So Corey Aston now then is about 25 metres out, centre field. There's the kick. Straight between the uprights it goes. So with 9 minutes gone in the second half, here at the Big Fellas Stadium, it's Featherstone Rovers 20, London Broncos 12.
It's important to take that 2 points there. It puts Featherstone Rovers more than a score ahead in this game. Even though it's very early doors in this second half, it's psychologically good to have that advantage.
I agree with you entirely. That's, like I say, 10 minutes gone, so Samet will kick off this second half. Is it out on the full again for the second time in this match? Jared Samet at the kickoff. It's gone out on the full, Joanne.
Yeah, it's not got the measure. He's played on this pitch plenty of times, so I'm not sure why he's kicking it out on the full. But he certainly has done twice today, one in the first half and one so far in the second half. Thackeray he's going to kick to touch. Featherstone not interested in taking the 2 from halfway. Probably a big ask. They're going to go for the power play instead.
Why not? They're going to start 25 metres out from that Broncos line. So Wildy then takes that tap to Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles with that first drive in is well wrapped up though by the Broncos. Just inside the 20. Thackeray now finds Lockwood. 15 metres away, Wildy now shows it once, finds Aston. Aston though is well wrapped up there by Matt Garside. Plays the ball to Talapapa of all people who has a scoot. He's held up 8 metres away, sorry. Wildy now from acting half finds Bostock! Bostock! Andy Bostock is over for Featherstone Rovers under the sticks.
The ball came into the middle there, didn't it? And who do you want to be on the end of that pass? But Andy Bostock with his big frame. I thought he was looking to pass at first, but he actually spun round, did a 360 degree and put the ball down under those sticks. Good play leading up to that, involving Wildy as well. So Featherstone Rovers now 24, London Broncos 12 with this easy kick to come from Corey Aston.
The Rovers now pulling away as they did last week at Dewsbury after going behind earlier on. But this is just the response that John Sharp will have wanted. If Rovers going behind so early in the second half, Joanne, to respond with 2 tries in 3 minutes at the start of the second half.
So it was the Aston penalty, wasn't it, that put Featherstone 20 points to 12 ahead, and it was that Samet, that mistake from him that's put Featherstone in his position. Aston now is successful with that conversion, so that's Featherstone Rovers 26, London Broncos 12. Daylight between the two teams once again. 13 minutes of this second half gone.
8 points for Rovers at the start of the second half. I do apologise, you were correct. But crucial for Rovers, the way they've responded and responded so quickly, Joanne, as well.
Certainly is, yeah. And like I say, that Summit kickoff is gone for a short one. This time it's high in the air. It's taken well, though, by Knowles on that left-hand side.
So Michael Knowles then gets up to the 30. It's 5 metres in from touch on that left-hand side. Here goes Alunya from that's in half, but well wrapped up by the Broncos. Don't forget the Broncos on a team warning, and Alunya is tackled on the 40. Rovers now bringing that ball in field. Referee says that's shoulder.
Rovers crowd shouting for everything at the minute because I know it'll be a yellow card.
Here goes Lockwood over halfway for Featherstone Rovers. Wildy now finds Baldwinson. Good drive from Baldwinson, gets Rovers up to the 40. Here's the last tackle. Thackeray now puts that ball in the air. Elliot Keir underneath it. It's too deep though. Taken easily enough by Keir. And Joanne, not the best kick there from Thackeray.
It wasn't a bad kick, but there was nobody chasing it. So it made it look like as though Elliot Keir had lots of time to take it. So Featherstone Rovers, I'm not sure if they're offside when Thackeray took that kick because nobody seemed to chase it. But London bringing it away now up to the 30-metre line. But Aston and Davis in that tackle and the 30 metres away, like I say.
So here's a scoop from Atson half. The ball's worked out wide to Halliwell. But what a hit that was from Johnny Davis and Lockwood. Cunningham from Atson half brings the ball in field. Rovers fans below us baying for a forward pass. It looked flat from here. Here's the last tackle. Samet puts a reverse kick into space. Hardman has to come across. He has to field it. And Samet, you could see what Jared Samet was trying to do there, Joanne.
Yeah, Jared Samet with an excellent kick. It turns almost from villain into hero, doesn't he, with some of his plays? We've seen him do some awful mistakes this afternoon, but that was a lovely kick from him. It was a reverse kick. It wrong-footed Ian Hardman. Ian Hardman thought it was going to go to the left of the sticks, so Ian Hardman then was back-footed, had to chase it. It had a spin on it, and it was bobbling all over. And he just managed to field it, but Samet chased his kick and tackled Hardman in goal, and that's why Featherstone Rovers have had to do this dropout, which has reached halfway line.
And here come the Broncos again then. Cunningham waits, he taps in half back, he'll come in field. Move the ball to Samet again. But what a tackle that is on Elliot Keir. Corey Aston again. Absolutely fantastic tackle. Halliwell now brings that ball back in field. He's tackled on the 30, but he gets the ball away to Cunningham. Cunningham, though, gets away from Baldwinson. The ball's come loose. Excellent work from Andy Bostock.
Andy Bostock with a one-on-one steal there on James Cunningham. Hookers won't like that doing to them by a prop forward, but there you go. Well done, Andy Bostock.
Here's Briscoe now. Jared Samet slow on the play of the ball. Here's Ian Hardman again.
Luke Cooper's going to enter the field now for Michael Knowles. So Luke Cooper's going to get his first taste of action this afternoon as the ball goes across to Lockwood to Alunya, out to Duckworth, who gets tackled on halfway.
So the ball now with Lockwood again. Drives that ball in. There. Thackeray then tries to kick it, bounces off the Broncos. Referee says no hand to it, so that's play on for London, and they're now in possession, and they're on the 40-metre line.
Not the best of kicks there by Thackeray. He tried to drive it through. I think he was looking for touch, but he actually hit a London Broncos foot and came into the hands of a London Broncos player. So they've got the possession here, just in their own half, short of halfway.
So Cunningham then moves that ball out left to Jay Pitts, who gets over halfway. Featherstone Rovers leading by 26 points to 12. And there's a penalty for Featherstone. A smile on the face there of Mr. Thaler as he has a word with Jay Pitts there.
I presume the team warning time's run out then, has it there?
I'm not so sure.
I thought they were still under the team warning, so London giving away a penalty at the play of the ball. They were in possession. That's sacrilege really when you've got possession and trailing in a game, but I thought that it was still within the 10 minutes when he first applied the team warning. It must have just run out.
Wildy then to Aston. Aston finds Luke Cooper. Wildy again. Baldwinson now. Shows it to Bostock and finds Thackeray. Thackeray with an inside pass to Lockwood. Bostock again into the 20. That's a great drive from Bostock. He's up to the 10, in fact. Thackeray again. Shows it once and then moves it out to Alunya. Alunya is over for Featherstone Rovers. And we've got 18 and a half minutes gone. Rovers 30. London Broncos 12.
Great stuff there, wasn't it, by Featherstone Rovers? Thackeray with the ball out to Chris Alunya. Chris Alunya showed his strength. And Purtell himself is no sort of like lightweight, and Alunya just made him look like a lightweight as he went past him. He showed his strength. He got over that line on that left-hand side to put Featherstone Rovers with 30 points to the London Broncos 12. And Featherstone, after letting that early try go in for London, it's a bit like the first half replayed, isn't it?
It's a carbon copy, more or less, isn't it? As Thackeray and Wildy come down to get some instructions from Danny Evans on the touchline. Corey Aston's most difficult kick of the afternoon, though. Tight to the touchline over on that far side. So this will be a test of his kicking mettle here.
Certainly will. And all that came about from that penalty with when London were in possession for an infringement at the play of the ball.
So Aston then. Here's the kick. No, got the legs on that one. So, no conversion to the try. We've got 20 minutes left here at the Big Fella Stadium. It's Featherstone Rovers 30, London Broncos 12.
Well short, wasn't it? That conversion attempt by Aston.
2,509 here at the Big Fella Stadium this afternoon. Not a bad attendance at all that this afternoon, Joanne.
Certainly not. London aren't renowned for bringing lots of away fans, so I'm guessing they're all Featherstone. Perhaps the 9 might be London.
Again, Sam at this time with a kick-off along the ground this time. I think he's learned his lesson from the 2 out on the full. So Rovers starts on their own 20. Here's Baldwinson now. Cooper drives that ball in. Such an influential player is Luke Cooper when he comes off the bench. He gets Rovers up to the 40. Wildy will have a scoot himself. He'll get to halfway and over halfway, in fact. Bostock now. Gets Rovers up to the Broncos 40. We're on the last tackle. So the ball comes right to Aston again. He'll drill that ball as he did in that first half. It bounces high, but this time it's well fielded by Elliot Keir.
And that's a great chase by Featherstone Rovers, pushing Elliot Keir back. He's going to go over the try line. What a great push there by the Featherstone Rovers defence, although the referee's given a penalty. I didn't see a great deal wrong with that. I thought momentum kept up all the time.
Johnny Davis was back to the defensive line, shaking his head.
So London get the penalty and they put the ball into touch. They're going to get the tap on their own 30-metre line.
Cunningham takes that tap. And the Broncos now just shy of their own 40. Cunningham comes left this time with Garside.
John Davis badly hurt in that tackle there, but play goes on.
Here's Halliwell. Halliwell plays the ball to Cunningham. Cunningham finds Samet. Samet across the line, but that's good defence. The ball's offloaded back to Samet though. Over the top, the pass out on that right-hand side. And the Broncos are away, but what a tackle from Featherstone Rovers on that far side on Kieran Dixon.
Yeah, I do believe, was it James Duck was out there? Hardman, sorry. Oh, Duck was down on the floor, isn't he? Yeah, it's Hardman doing his fullback's job, came across, pushed the player into touch out there on that right-hand side. John Davis still crouching down in back play. Hurt his left to that tackle up here on the halfway line, but he's getting back into play. It's perhaps just he's jarred it rather than done any more lasting damage, let's hope, because we don't want any more injuries, do we?
That's the last thing we need with suspensions that we've got coming up, players that we've got out injured. Almost reminiscent of last season, isn't it?
Yeah, and how much will Featherstone miss Luke Briscoe, because he's going to get quite a few games, isn't he? And it's a shame because he's in such good form at the moment, and it was just a bad technique tackle last week.
It was. So Rovers feed that scrum. After the base of it goes Matthew Wilder. He's tackled though. Here's Cooper now. Talapapa on the charge.
How good is it to hear the Featherstone Rovers fans in good voice? They like what they see this afternoon, don't they?
Absolutely. It's been the play has been superb. The confidence that's in this team at the minute, coming into this on the back of last week, as Bostock plays the ball on the 40. Here's Thackeray now, takes on the line, drops the pass off, but good defence from the Broncos on that occasion. Rovers a couple of metres shy of halfway. Thackeray tries a dink over the top. But there's a knock on from the London Broncos. So Rovers, after a bit of ingenuity from Anthony Thackeray, Joanna going to get another set in the Broncos half.
Yeah, it was the last tackle on halfway. Lovely little chip over the top there by Anthony Thackeray. Jay Pitts tried to take it. He had Aston and Thackeray chasing him down, just wasn't able to take it cleanly. So Featherstone with the head and feed at the scrum, just short of the London 40-metre line.
Talapapa just stretching the muscles down on this near side there as the ball comes out to the scrum to Ian Hardman. Hardman's collared and in fact had his shirt ripped by Cunningham. Here's Cooper now, tries to spin out to the tackle. Ian Hardman, let's just say Ian Hardman's shirt's not in the best of conditions at the minute. Here are Rovers then, into the Broncos 20. Aston finds Baldwinson, tries to get through a gap, a quick play, the ball to Hardman. Thackeray, inside pass to Lockwood, who is held up. And Joanne, you can see the confidence in Featherstone Rovers play now.
Certainly was. Lockwood looked to be going over there. It was good defence by London, though, to wrap him up over the line. He plays the ball 10 metres out now.
Thackeray puts a kick over the top again. Davis jumps, just can't take the ball in. And it's going to be a dropout. It's going to be a dropout, says Mr. Thaler, Joe.
Yeah, it was the last tackle. Thackeray put a lovely kick in again. He's done some great kicks this afternoon. Davis just unable to catch it. I think he'd got the try line in sight, and but the ensuing play, London were tackled behind that try line, so the pressure piles on them as the dropout comes, and Thackeray takes it and passes it to Baldwin, who drives it forward. What
a drive that is from Baldwinson. Gets Rovers 25 metres out centre field. Wildy waits for the play of the ball. He'll find Bostock. Bostock bounces off one and offloads to Aston. Aston dances away from two. Still going Aston. It's just caught by the collars and the ball is lost. And here come the Broncos on a free play.
It was lovely play by Corey Aston until he lost the ball there. Unfortunately, it just came free. He was dancing and ducking and diving, and London breathed a huge sigh of relief then when that ball came out in the tackle.
Daniel Harrison only just taking that pass. It was round by his ankles then. Here are the Broncos then, 5 metres shy of halfway. We're going to see Carlisle and Alechki coming back on for Rovers soon. So Buirangi juggles with it, finds Samet now. Samet with the inside pass to Purcell, but well read by Featherstone Rovers.
I was just going to say Luke Cooper, well read. Samet tried the inside pass to Purcell, but Luke Cooper was on it.
Cunningham with a dink over the top. What's the Featherstone Rovers doing? It's going to be back to one. No, it's a penalty. Referee saying a London player pushed Featherstone Rover in the back there. Joanne breathes a big sigh of relief at the side of me.
Yeah, the kick came over there. I think it was from Cunningham, wasn't it? And chasing that kick, and Thackeray, I think he was about to take it, and he ended up with the push in the back, and that's why it looked so bad that he was doing that. Anyway, Keil Carlisle's coming onto the field with Alechki, Baldwinson and Wildy off, and Knowles, I think, is going to come on for Talapapa. So it's a triple substitution, a triple interchange for Featherstone Rovers. Big round of applause for all three of these players that are leaving the field, and they've all done a fantastic stint.
Oh, they have. Talapapa on his first game back. I noticed him a couple of minutes ago just stretching out down here. But here are Rovers now with Thackeray to Aston, to Hardman. Hardman well wrapped up though by Helliwell and Samet. 5 metres short of halfway then, Featherstone Rovers. There's Matthew Wildy. Keil Carlisle, it is now. Moves that ball in field. To Alechki. Plays the ball to Carlisle again. Aston now. Rovers 35 out. Carlisle finds Davis. Davis with a kick over. It's taken on the full though by Elliot Keir. Briscoe can't get there, and Elliot Keir still going, looking for support on his shoulder that wasn't there, so has to take the tackle, and the Broncos bringing the ball out.
Carlisle did well there to just get Keir by the ankles. They were looking to get some space and get away and make the break after beating Briscoe.
So here are the Broncos then, just on their own 40 now. Ball's brought in field, but good defence again from Featherstone Rovers. Broncos on halfway, then Cunningham moves it out wide. An inside pass. And here's Cunningham again now. Cunningham finds Samet. Samet well wrapped up. He gets the ball away to Cunningham again. Cunningham to Keir. Keir to Helliwell now. Helliwell going for that line. Offloads the pass. And the Broncos still keeping it going somehow. And Cunningham is over for a try for London Broncos. We've got 11 and a half minutes left. Featherstone Rovers 30, London Broncos 16.
You have to take your hats off to London Broncos there for keeping that ball alive. It looked all the world that it was going into touchdown here on this left-hand side, but London managed to keep it into the field of play, and Cunningham came up with the ball and he evaded the onrushing Featherstone Rovers defender and managed to scamper over the line. And like I say, credit to London Broncos there, because I'm not sure that the Featherstone Rovers defence did an awful lot wrong. They were chasing London, but they just managed to keep it alive. And I miscounted how many pairs of hands it went through for that try.
So then Jared Samet then with the conversion attempt. Straight between the uprights that one goes. We've got 10 minutes left here at the Big Fella Stadium. It's Featherstone Rovers 30, London Broncos 18. What a match we're seeing this afternoon, though, Joanne.
It's been a great match, hasn't it, in the sunshine this afternoon at Big Fellas. The crowd here, 10 minutes remaining, as we say, 30 points to 18. Featherstone slow to come back up to take this kick-off. Featherstone do need to be a little bit careful. The game isn't won yet. There's still 10 minutes remaining and only a 2 converted try gap in it. So they just do need to steady themselves a little bit after that London try.
There's a kick-off from Aston. Taken by the Broncos, but that chase from Featherstone is good. And the Broncos are going to start this set on their own 20. Ball's moved in field, across the field it comes. Through the hands of Samet. Here's Halliwell now. Sorry, here's Halliwell. That was Garside. There's a high tackle from Briscoe.
Elliot Kay needs to calm down a little bit there. He wasn't very happy with that tackle from Briscoe. No need for him to go in for afters there. But so London getting a penalty and they're going into dangerous territory. This is what I was talking about. Need to be careful, Featherstone.
Indeed they do. And here goes G. Drives that ball in. He's just shy of the 30 now. Samet shows it once. It goes out wide through the hands, but it's put down by Daniel Harrison. That's a sigh of relief from the Featherstone fans there, as much of the cheer about the fact when the ball went down.
Yeah, and I think it was Perurangi threw the ball down in disgust there as Harrison juggled with it and came up with the blunder because he knows that London were in a very, very good position there to claw even more points back in this deficit.
So it's going to be a relieving scrum. Rovers, as they were with the kick-off, taking the time, shall we say, to set the scrum. The clock has been called off, though, so here goes Olunya now. So Rovers are going to start centre field on their own 30. Here goes Alechki. Still going, Alechki.
He's left the London Broncos Cunningham in his wake.
Here's
Injured on the floor.
Thackeray now. Alechki again. Still going is Alechki. And there's a penalty. Rovers fans saying too, Joanne.
I think that'll be no doubt there, the 2 points, because it's 25 metres away from the posts, more or less centre field. Jay Pitt's down injured. Cunningham leaving the field. Nikolai Aledzki just ran over the top. It's funny because Tom, our cameraman, he was telling us about when he used to play schoolboy rugby, and he remembers Nikolai Aledzki just steamrolling over the top of him. So it's obviously a trait of his Aledzki, and he's done the same to James Cunningham, who looks to be in some strife down there with his hip.
And he does indeed, and Corey Aston is going to take the 2 here. Thackeray and Carlisle just in discussion with John Sharp down on the bench while play's been stopped there. So Corey Aston then 25 metres out, maybe a couple of yards to the right of the sticks. Certainly kickable, and this, like you say, it just stretches that lead out beyond two scores again. So a big kick in the context of this game then. Here comes Aston now. Straight between the uprights it goes. We've got 7.5 minutes left here at the Big Fellas Stadium. It's Featherstone Rovers 32. London Broncos 18.
And as you say, Ben, in the context of the game, that is a massive kick because London were just, after that try, they just started to perk up a little bit. And it's a short kick-off from London, and they're going to get the ball back. So that was a clever kick-off that time from Samet. They've got the ball back on the Featherstone 40.
So the Broncos then. Here they come now with Ben Evans. Just outside the Rovers 30, the ball comes left. And there's Matthew G again. G looking for the offload, but Rovers did well to smother the ball there. It's tackled on the 30. And there's a knock-on at the... I thought that was a knock-on at the play of the ball. But here are the Broncos instead. Still in possession. Ball comes right then, Puirangi. Here's Purcell. Through the hands it goes. The ball swung back left to Samet. Samet takes on the line. A drop-off pass there to Matt Garside. Wrapped up well by Johnny Davis, though, and Andy Bostock. Here's the last tackle. The Broncos on the 20. Samet swings it across behind everybody. Here's Purcell. He moves that ball out wide, and it's a kick in field. It's a good kick in field as well. That was a kick in field there from Kieran Dixon, of all people.
But what a tackle on Jared Samet by Luke Briscoe. He's cut Jared Samet in two there. He's crumpled on the floor.
So the referee has called time off again whilst Jared Samet gets some treatment. We've got just over 5 minutes left here at the Big Fellas Stadium, Joanne. It's been an entertaining match of rugby league this afternoon here at the Big Fellas. Who is standout players for Featherstone Rovers?
Standout players. Also, Wildy, when he came on for Carlisle, I thought had a very good game. His sharp passing from dummy half. I feel that the hooking role is certainly the one where he's the most comfortable and where he has the most effect. And of course, you've got to say the forwards with what they've been doing. They've taken it. I mean, John Davis, James Lockwood in the tackling, and that Manoletsky as well is such a strong guy.
And here are the Rovers then, just shy of halfway. Almost a break there from Aston, but the ball comes right now. Here is Aletsky. That's just one of those drives you've literally just been talking about. Gets Rovers up to the Broncos 40. Aston, that kick off the Broncos. Here's Briscoe, it's back to one. Still going Briscoe, that's a high tackle. That was an awful tackle from the Broncos by Lewis Foster.
It certainly was. I think Luke Briscoe felt the full force.
In the bin he goes.
Lewis Foster's going to go into the sin bin there for that high tackle on Briscoe. Briscoe had just, he'd bamboozled Foster. Foster just stuck his arm out, to be fair, because he just couldn't cope with Briscoe, could he, any other way?
I think that's the only way he was going to stop him, really. So there's a quick tap from Johnny Davis.
Not going for the two.
Down to 12 men. Here's Aston now. Well wrapped up on that occasion, though, is Aston by Ben Helliwell. Here's Luke Cooper. Cooper driving for the line, is a couple of metres away. Thackeray now. Out to Hardman. Hardman, but it's just behind Duckworth. Into touch, so the chance goes begging.
But it's a Featherstone put-in because there was a hand to it. Ian Hardman called for that straight away. There was a London Broncos hand in on that play, so Featherstone are going to get this scrum 10 metres away from the line.
John Davis gets the sponsors man of the match.
What I would say for anybody who's in the ground who might be tuning into us, there is a Twitter man of the match poll as well that Featherstone Rovers put out there.
So Rovers from the basic scrum now. Aston, it's quick hands. Here's Hardman. Hardman looking to dance away, but is well wrapped up by Matthew Davis. Here goes Bostock again. Carlisle brings it right to Aston, swings it out to Knowles. Knowles has switched sides, I think, at the minute. Carlisle tries to go himself, but good defence from the Broncos to push him back.
He's in Talapapa's position, is Knowles, isn't he? That right centre.
Knowles, oh! It's all on! He's going to give this try, you know. I thought that Luke Briscoe had knocked that on, but Rovers are over, Joe.
Hand in there, wasn't there? What that pass of John Davis. He says anything Missy Talapapa can do. I can do as well, sir. So what a great pass from John Davies out to that right-hand side. It did look as though the ball had come loose, but referee said that there was actually a London hand in there. Came to Luke Briscoe, full credit for him to keep going. He gets in that right-hand corner. It's Featherstone Rovers 36, London Broncos 18, with kick to come, 2 minutes remaining in this game.
So, Rovers stretch out further. Now that we have got a break in play, we talked about the contenders for man of the match. Who is your man of the match this afternoon?
I always find it difficult to pick a man of the match, to be honest. Never a great fan of choosing one, but if I had to choose somebody, I'd give it to the full Featherstone Rovers team. There you go.
So, Corey Aston then.
Is that your man of the match, Ben?
I'm not going to argue with you on that one. It's been a superb performance from 1 to 17. Obviously not literally, but position-wise, 1 to 17. You mentioned the halfbacks have been influential in this Rovers team today, haven't they?
Certainly have, yeah. Difficult kick, isn't it, for Corey Aston, this, though?
Tight to the touchline. It's the wrong side for him. A right-footed kicker, so it's about maybe half a metre in from touch. Corey Aston then with this conversion attempt. There's the kick. Has he got it? No, it's just, he has, you know. Corey Aston with the conversion. So Rovers then with a couple of minutes left on the clock. It's Featherstone Rovers 38. London Broncos 18.
Great conversion by Corey Aston there, wasn't it? Perhaps he just put himself into the man of the match position there with that kick. Minute and a half remaining in this game. It's Featherstone Rovers game as the short kickoff comes from London again, but Luke Cooper comes up with it. Out on that left-hand side, and he makes a break over the halfway line. Good play by Luke Cooper, but he's just got tackled in touch. So it's going to be a London scrum just in the London half. But yeah, it's Featherstone Rovers game. What an impressive performance by Featherstone Rovers this afternoon, Ben.
It's been absolutely outstanding performance from Rovers. The composure they showed going behind from that early score to get control of the game back. And then to get the points on the board to go in at half-time with a 12-point lead. Then to be pegged back again at the start of that second half. But since then, they've been superb. Here's Ben Helliwell now, on halfway. He will play the ball to Jared Samet. Samet moves that ball in field, and that's a good drive in from Evans, sorry. I think Samet's moved into acting half, you know. Garside swings that ball across to Puirangi. Over on that far side, it's a good drive from Purtell. But is he tackled into touch? No, he does well to stay in the field of play.
Alunia's kept Purtell quiet today, though, hasn't he?
Here's Elliot Kay now. He waits, it's in half back. Here's Samet again. Samet tries to dink one. Rovers make a mess of it. First knock on is going to be from Andy Bossos. So we head and feed to the Broncos on the Rovers 10.
It just creates so much, does Jared Samet, doesn't it? It's the full-time hooter goes there. A convincing victory for Featherstone Rovers here at the Big Fellas Stadium this afternoon against London Broncos in this round 9 Kingstone Press Championship clash. Featherstone Rovers beating their top 4 contenders. It was an important game for Featherstone Rovers to win this afternoon. They've done that convincingly by 20 points against full-time London Broncos. At half-time, it was an 18-6 lead that Featherstone Rovers had. London did hit back first in that second half with that Rakika try, and Samet converted to make it 18-12. But then Featherstone stayed patient. They kicked a penalty through Aston after London went on a team warning. A couple of errors from Samet. One of them was a kick out on the full, and that led to Featherstone getting up the field with the Bostock try, which Aston converted, and that put Featherstone 26-12 in front. And then Featherstone with an Alunya try and made it 30 points to 12. Cunningham came back with London, though, made it 30 points to 18, and London were looking to put their tails up a little bit. But then Featherstone, with that Aston penalty, 30-18, and London knew it had gone wrong at that point, and they weren't going to win the game with 7 minutes remaining. Briscoe tackled a great tackle on Samet. Foster went in the sin bin at 77 minutes, and then that last minute Briscoe try, which Aston, with a fantastic conversion, has led to a very good day at the office for Featherstone Rovers this afternoon. It's going to put them in great stead for the Easter weekend. They've got 2 tough fixtures. Hull KR away, the table toppers, and then on Easter Monday, Bradford back down here at the Big Fella Stadium. What this team needs is for people to get down here, be loud, be proud, just like those fans have been today.
2,509 of them have been here today. But crucially, Joanne, what this victory does for the Rovers, it gives them a 4-point cushion between Featherstone Rovers and London Broncos.
So important that, Ben. Featherstone have been branding this game as a very important game, and they've done exactly what they set out to do, was to get the 2 points. Not only that, to win by 20 points, so it helps the points difference as well. So well done, Featherstone Rovers, this afternoon. 1-17, full credit to them. And we're going to go down, have a chat with the coach and some of the players. Thank you for listening this afternoon. Thank you for watching the DVD.
Thank you. And the full-time score here at the Big Fella Stadium in front of 2,509 is Featherstone Rovers 38, London Broncos 18.